Tell him we're ready to go live, or?
Yeah.
Hello, we're ready. All rise for a moment of silence. It's a prayer. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussion. Allow us to grow closer as a group and to grow the bonds within our communities. Wayne, if you would please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of preparing accurate written minutes. Recordings are overwritten following approval of these minutes, eliminating all unofficial records of these proceedings. Your first item is the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held January 11th, 2024.
Motion approved. Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes. Are there any guests here concerning county business? Hearing none.
The report of executive sessions held.
There were none.
Department reports, the budget transfers.
Motion to approve. Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
There are no supplemental appropriations. Expenditures, approval of payroll check numbers 75691 through 75715, and direct deposit check numbers 6060775 through 6061198 for the payroll paid through the payroll fund checking account for all county funds totaling $661,640.04. This is the payroll dated January 12th, 2024.
Motion to ratify. Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Approval of check numbers 241068 through 241236 for expenditures to the general fund clearing account totaling $1,246,030.19.
Motion to approve. Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
The treasurer's report?
Motion. Well, second. Motion to approve as presented. Okay.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
The personnel report for county departments.
Motion to approve. Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
The acknowledgements for courts and row offices.
Motion acknowledged. Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Correspondence was received as listed. Copies will be made available to the press upon request. Advertising. For approval, authorize the necessary advertisements relative to the reopening of the 2024 budget.
Motion to approve. Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Agricultural easement program for adoption and execution. Resolution and certification of county match funds for the 2024 Agricultural Conservation Easement Purchase Program to be submitted to the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture. Total of $251,976.
Motion to approve and execute the certification and adoption of the resolution 24003.
Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Boards and authorities, MHDS Advisory Board, an appointment of Commissioner Representative Michael J. Sifranco for the term to expire March 31, 2027.
Motion approved.
Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes. Thank you.
Children and Youth, for approval and execution, the sixth extension to the consulting agreement with Kelly Noble of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, to provide fiscal services to the Children and Youth Services Department, extending the agreement to June 30th, 2024. All other terms of the agreement remain in full force and effect.
Motion approved and execute.
Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Correctional Facility for approval and execution. Grant application to the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency in the amount of $577,452 as prepared by Chief Public Defender Paul Levy. This grant is for the reimbursement of prior and future costs associated with COVID relief implementation of PPE, cleaning expenses, and other protective measures at the correctional facility for the period of August 1, 2022 through July 31, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second with the discussion of, do you wanna have,
Yes.
you wanna give a
Paul?
little summary of
Give us
Sure. Do you have any questions first of all on it, or?
I
Paul, come
don't,
up here and sit down.
maybe, yeah, if you wanna sit down here, maybe just give a little explanation of what,
So what has occurred since, I think you know, I'm actually the chairman of the grant committee. So in sitting on that chair, I wound up getting information from PCCD and other organizations. So one of the things that I received fairly late in the game was this COVID relief. Initially, it was supposed to be for about $79,000, and then they indicated that there were additional funds. Having been at a meeting where I learned about the additional funds, we then applied for it. So the concept is that we are going to have actually 6 polycoms, which are going to be used for the court system and the jail, so that we don't have to have individuals come into the facility, that we can avoid the exposure. Right now, having 2 people in my office who've recently had COVID, I think the timing is impeccable. I'm told from PCCD that it should take about 5 or 10 days for this money to funnel down so that it can be start to be spent. A good portion of it comes in good timing as well, because my understanding is the jail currently needs a fairly new updated HVAC system. It's going to cover 8 rooftop units. It's also going to cover the cleaning of that, the HVAC ductwork, and it should also cover additional filters as well. One of the other expenses is going to be a storage unit to store some of the supplies for the PPE, as well as reimbursement. So I was happy that I happened to be in the right place at the right time for this. And you know, I keep looking for the grants, and I think that the grant committee is we're supposed to meet again next Wednesday. So I'm hoping that the board will be able to come to that as well, because there are some funds coming down the pike specifically related to mental health, behavioral health issues. You know, with the problems that we have out there, I think it's important to try to take advantage of what's being offered. This is money too that you won't have to hire somebody, you don't have to worry about the need to continue justification. So it was a great opportunity. I'm glad that I was able to get it. I think you all know that from people who've been working with, I try to collaborate and I try to work with whatever agency is asking for assistance. In my situation here, I felt pretty strongly about it too, because it affects the clients I represent. They're in the facility, they're going to benefit from that, as well as the staff, et cetera. So I think that covers it. I think it's a great opportunity, and I'm told that we just have to sign off on this, and we should be receiving the funding fairly shortly. So.
thank you very much for this. I think we're happier maybe than you are for the money. But this is a little bit something different that if anybody see this went back to August of '22. And a lot of the grants you're filling out for the future. This was some of the expenses that we didn't even put in there from what we have spent already. So for the budget, that really helps us out on, and I thank you very much for this.
Yes, Paul, thank you very much for your time and talent spent on this.
I'm
Yes.
learning.
We all are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Are there any questions at all about it? And just as soon as we can get that signed, we'll be in a better position to get the funding. I know that we had to switch over. Part of what I'm learning is the process as well, so I had to switch over Kayla so that she could be specifically listed as the monitor for the financial end of it. So I'm happy to work with her as well. She's been extremely helpful. So.
PB 13.
Rachel, do you have a question or anything for us?
Yeah, the only other thing is, I was saying the timing with the jail, my understanding is right now, those HVAC units are about at the end of their life. So it's perfect timing to do that, so I'm glad it worked out, so. Okay, thank you. Excuse?
Okay, may I poll the board?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Okay. Human Services for acceptance, the fiscal year 2023-2024 State Food Purchase Program, first quarter expense and data report, as submitted by Shepherd House Incorporated to the Department of Agriculture.
Motion accept. Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
A purchase of service agreement for approval and execution. Purchase a service agreement under a Sourcewell contract with Edwards Business Systems of Wyomissing, Pennsylvania, for one BizHub one BizHub printer at a total cost of $544.85. .01431 for black and white color per copy billed quarterly, located at the Mock Chunk Lake Park. Maintenance will be fixed for the first 3 years with a 5% increase each year thereafter.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
The Sheriff's Department for approval and execution, quote received from Auto Clear Security Inspection Systems of Pine Brook, New Jersey, to repair the fan on the Auto Clear 6040 X-ray unit located in the courthouse at a cost of $264 and flat rate technician fee of $1,000 for a total cost of $1,264.
Motion approved and executed.
Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
The Solicitor's Report?
Thank you. Under Parks and Recreation, seeking a motion for approval and execution of a special activities agreement for the use of Mock Chunk Lake Park, submitted by St. John's UCC Boy Scout Troop number 777 for their Monday night meetings, 6 to 8 p.m., and occasional weekend campouts at Camp Apple Tree.
Motion approved and executed.
Second?
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Nothing further for the Solicitor's Report.
Any further business? No? Commissioners' reports, Mr. Notstein?
Yes, I just wanted to report that I want to thank St. Peter's Community Center for opening up a homeless shelter for the cold weather. Received a call on Sunday. We were able to get some cots delivered. 7 people came in. 4 did not stay. We had 3 people overnight on Sunday night, 4 people Monday night, 9 people on Tuesday night. I didn't call this morning or hear the numbers from last night. But the word was getting out there. There are supposedly 20 people that are in Tent City. We don't know how many may have gone to relatives or other places to seek shelter from the cold during these cold weeks. The one thing I really do want to touch on as well is unfortunately, we had the death down there early last week. And the other issue is people trying to get back there. Wound up on a water rescue call, trying to drive through the high water, trying to get back there. And as far as I know, as of this morning, that pickup is still in the water because they're unable, it's too deep, too risky for divers or the tow truck companies to get back there to get that vehicle out. The water level was still over 4 feet as of last night when I checked it. At the point when we were down there for the rescue, it was at 7.5 feet. So we rescued 2 people. The fire department, Lehigh Fire Department, rescued 2 people. So it shows that you do not drive through high water. It was a pickup, it's light, it moved it downstream against, not far, but into the trees that it couldn't be removed. So safely by anyone, so it's still there as far as I know. That's all I have.
Mr. Honor?
I have nothing at this time.
Mr. Sifranco?
Did you give your time to the, no, I'm gonna take it easy.
The only thing I would like to address is I know there had been numerous, or at least one newspaper article and some public opinions in reference to a cyber attack that happened here in the county back in 2023. And I think what needs to be said here is, and we'll keep it brief but to the point, at the time of that attack, the commissioners that were sitting here along with the county administrator and solicitor, they had notified the FBI, FEMA, Homeland Security, Northeast Anti-Terrorist Task Force, and Pennsylvania State Computer Crime Lab. They also spoke with our insurance company here within the county. A report was done and was provided back to the county. Those initiatives that needed to be put into place and what had to take place was done at that time. And moving forward under the report that was given to us, and I have since read the report, there is a attorney-client confidentiality. So I will make no further comment on that at this time, just to know that the situation has been addressed with all the proper authorities, as you can see, and we will move forward. Thank you. No further report. Meeting adjourned. On to the pension board. Well, don't we have to, what's this sworn?
After that.
Okay.
Just so that.
Do we have to be sworn in?
Surprise.
The oath, okay.
We gotta call to order.
Retirement board's called order.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Joseph Franco,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will diligently and honestly
that I will diligently and honestly
administer the affairs
administer the affairs
of the Carbon County Retirement Board,
of the Carbon County Retirement Board,
and that I will not knowingly
and I will not knowingly
violate or permit
violate or permit
to be violated
to be violated
any of the provisions
any of their provisions
of the county pension law.
of the county pension law.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kayla, you're up.
Thank you. Looking for approval of the minutes for the previous meeting held December 21st, 2023.
Motion approved.
Second?
Mr. Zelinka.
Yes.
Mrs. Herman, I'm going to abstain since I was not here. Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein,
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco.
I will also abstain, I was not here.
Are there any guests concerning retirement board business? Nothing being heard, we'll move on. There were no executive sessions held. Motion to ratify warrant checks number 41006 to number 41012 and direct deposit number 7024847 to number 7025262 for the month of December.
Motion to ratify.
Second?
The activity report for December.
Oh, Kayla, we need to just call the vote.
I'm sorry.
No, poll them again.
Sorry. Mr. Zelinka?
Yes.
Mrs. Herman? Yes. Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Mr. Sifranco?
Yes.
Thank you. Now we will do the December activity report. There were 4 retirement refunds, 2 superannuation retirements, one being Kathy Regal, who was with the county for over 45 years. There was 2 deceased, so on behalf of the retirement board, I'd like to offer our condolences to the family of Gertrude Kampmeyer and Edward Radjevich. Disbursements for December, monthly benefits $488,056.50. Refunds $19,442.94 for a total disbursement of December $507,499.44. The portfolio value as of December 31st, 2023 was $87,165,621.35. As of January 12th, our portfolio value did drop a little bit. It's $86,957,384. Is there any questions? questions on that? Correspondence, there was none received. Solicitor's report,
No report.
investment managers, other reports, we have nothing. Is there any new business or old business? No? Any further business?
Meeting adjourned. To the back, news media, questions?
So what is the status with the homeless task force right now?
Pardon?
The homeless task force, where is it at right now?
Yes, still compiling a list. I'm pretty well, I think I have just about everybody on that homeless task force list. We're up to over 40 people that are interested in serving with many, many different agencies, including some volunteers. The meeting will be next Friday morning to get together and discuss what the real issues are, how we can work together to make something happen. Again, it's a nationwide problem, and some conversations I've had this morning and over the past few weeks appears that the biggest problem is mental health issues. And in trying to get to these people into the services, people don't want to be served, so we're working on it. We'll discuss what we can do. Housing is an issue. We already have a committee, and unfortunately, the person that was heading up that committee retired or moved on. I didn't get to speak to his replacement yet, if he would be willing to step up through the Carbon County Housing Authority and, proceed as a chair of that committee perhaps. If not, there's another person that hopefully we can get to step up to the plate and chair that committee. So we'll be looking at other, I think what's going on right now is a lot of people are trying to donate funds and supplies. On Friday, they did have some things delivered to the trailhead in Lehighton. I think it was 7 or 8 of the residents at Tent City came out, and they're given food, some food, water, blankets, etc., feminine hygiene products. My report I had got 17 men and 3 women in the Tent City. So there are still some needs. The point in time count will occur there this coming week. I don't want to give too many details, but here the problem is if a lot of people show up when they're supposed to come out for the time and count, then we're afraid nobody's going to come out of the woods there. People are hesitant now, and several agencies are working on a better working relationship with the people in the community, Tent City. It's obvious that some really do have those serious mental health problems, and in one particular visit, it was quite obvious that the one gentleman was on something. So there's many issues down there, but what I'm hoping to get out of this is, and the others, not just myself, would get somebody else to head this up. It's been very time consuming trying to put a list together who will do what, getting contact information, and form different committees, etc., to concentrate in certain things. So we'll see how things go Friday. Friday I expected to maybe take an hour and a half, do self-introductions and what their agencies provide, discuss the issues and how we want to proceed. So we'll take it from there, and probably at that time we'll try to decide what we're going to do in the future or when we're going to meet in the future. So should be interesting. I know we're getting a lot of complaints down there. I am anyway, and living in that area, and I don't know if the others are. The biggest complaint we have right now is their burning of plastics and other things they shouldn't be burning. And the residents in the area in particular are complaining about the smell and the odor. I did have Mark Lesnick contact DEP, and it was turned over to air quality, and he has not, as of last night, he has not heard anything back on that, but I probably got about 6 or 8 calls. I said, the best thing you could do is to call the communication center. I mean, I can't go down and cite anyone, and even if you did, I don't know if it's problem's gonna go away, but I think part of it is educating those people down there, get a good working relationship and tell them that, look, you just can't be doing certain things because of the complaints. And we'll proceed with that. As I spoke last week, it's gonna be our topic of the interagency council priorities breakfast in April.
And the meeting, you said it's next Friday, is it open? Like
What?
to the public, could I go?
On Friday? I don't see why you couldn't. You know, I would say yes.
I think it'd be worthwhile if you went. I would just ask in confidence that you kind of keep some names out, because there's people that,
Yeah, yeah.
but we'll discuss it when we're at the meeting.
Yeah, I think it would be good that, hey, we're trying to do something about it, and our solicitor will be involved, and a lot of the people do not understand that we just can't go down there and clean it up. So there's a lot of legal issues, and I think we need to make people aware of the legal issues that we're faced with, what we can do and can't do. What the limitations are on some of our agencies. We can't force them into going to places, to even a warming shelter or mental health or drug and alcohol. We can't force people to do certain things, and we just can't throw them off the property. It's not that as simple as people think. Well, hopefully the discussion will be positive, that we can get, and with the media there, that we can get the idea or the word out that, hey, we're trying to address it, and it's not as easy of an issue to solve as people expect. Especially if you look around the country, you know, other municipalities have issues far worse than ours.
Thank you. And then the heating situation with the children and youth, where's that?
I don't know. They have monitors hooked on it right now. It is running, but there's some kind of an issue. I don't know if it's with the way it's not the installer. So we're trying to get it broken down to if there's enough gas coming into the place, or if the system could have even possibly been not designed properly. And it's hard to say, because some of the new systems that they put in are so advanced that it takes a technician to set it up, and maybe that wasn't the system that we should put in, you know what I mean? Because now we're having technicians coming up to set it up, but you would think if it's set up, and I said to them, at my house, I had a burner put in 10 years ago. I don't even know I have burn in the cellar because I turned the heat on and it's there. We've been starting it probably, we understand it got restarted 60 times in the last 90 days. So that's not acceptable. So we're working on that, and the technician was there today at 9 o'clock. So I'm hoping that's gonna alleviate all the problems, but like I said, from the heat being off last night, there's like a heat exchanger that pushes the heat throughout the building, and the pipe froze up on that, so they're thawing that out, so that hopefully that'll work now. But hopefully after today, everything should be resolved.
They've been process of elimination, you know, replacing controls, et cetera, and with new ones, thinking that maybe this one's not working properly from the manufacturer, but through the process of elimination, I hope we're narrowing it down to really find out what the problem is. It's not that we haven't been doing anything. They've been going in every day and trying to rectify the situation.
So so I understand correctly, so the heat is working, but the thing that pushes it through the building is not, so there's heat, but not really?
Well, there wasn't heat, and then that's what happened, the heat exchanger, there's like coils inside, and that froze up, so they gotta thaw that out, and then the heat, hopefully the burner is working now. And that was one of the things that it froze up, just because it's blowing cold air across the coils, and that's how it froze, because it wasn't giving hot air to it, so I'm hoping it's all alleviated today, and I'll get a phone call in about an hour from now, and everything's perfect. I'm hoping.
And so that the public's aware of it, we do know that there's county employees there.
Yeah.
And the commissioners have been allowing them to work remotely as often as possible, or as their needs are. And I do thank Commissioner Arner, because he has spent countless hours on this. So thank you.
And just to tag on what he said a little bit, today, like a lot of days they'll have in-house visits, you know, from children that come in, that, you know, they bring them in, like they might have parents and the children together. And yesterday, there was none of that now. They had changed things around. Today, they didn't have any, but they have a conference in the afternoon. Now, the front of the building is heated, where the conference room is. So they're gonna come in half a day, do their training conference, and then hopefully tomorrow, everything will be back up to normal, because I think tomorrow they have visitation again. So today will be the test, but they were working remotely half a day, and at 11:45, they're coming in, and hopefully things will be working.
And then the heating at the courthouse, that's all resolved?
Yeah, I think so. It's, well, they're, I'll let Mike, go ahead, Mike.
The heating at the courthouse is almost, there's two boilers in the courthouse. Yesterday morning, we found out that neither boiler was operating at the time. We had put a call into the gas company, we had put a UGI, we had put a call into a plumber. Everyone kind of got on site, and it was determined that we did have some gas. We were able to get one furnace, and then both boilers actually firing. So we were able to get heat back into the courthouse last evening, and then come in this morning only to find out that one of those boilers is currently down. So as we sit here right now, we are awaiting a text, phone call, or email, however it gets to us as to where we are, and we will address that accordingly.
So is there heat with the one boiler working? Or,
Yes.
So they're all working today?
Currently,
I mean,
yes.
The courthouse employees, I mean.
Yes.
Okay.
I do know yesterday, for some period of time, that the district attorney had sent some of his staff home to work remotely. He had asked if he could do that, and he had sent some of his staff home. That was informed to the commissioners after this, you know, he had made that decision.
Are those getting replaced or fixed during the,
Yes.
as part of the renovation project?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, they are.
Do you know timeline for that? Like,
I think that they're supposed to be put in by like September, I think. You know, that they're gonna work on it when the winter's over, like in spring, that's when they're gonna tear them apart. And they're supposed to be up and running hopefully by September. But that's another thing, it all depends on the the project looks like it's going pretty good. I mean, we had a meeting yesterday, and it looks like everything's on time. Nothing's really running behind. We haven't had any change orders that are costing us extra money. And, but otherwise than that, I think it's going pretty good. And I think we've been, milking the boilers out for years. But, and now we're investing in the building with doing that hopefully they'll last for another 20, 25 years, the new ones.
Hopefully, we won't have the problems that we do with the new furnace
No,
at the other buildings.
Yeah, and the new ones, it's more like advanced, like the old boilers were like, I think they came over on the Mayflower. You know, but I mean, it's like, they're old, and the new technology is the way to go. And they said like, I'm hoping that everything's gonna go good, because we had a situation last year, in fact, with them grants that the public defender got for us. I mean, that's things that the county couldn't afford, and these are good things that are coming in. And the boiler, like, they've been starting the boiler up for a couple of years already, you know, every once in a while, but we did have a situation up at the prison where we had to get FEMA. We had that trailer in where we had to run heating, and we don't wanna get to that point for the courthouse, because we got lucky there. Because that trailer was on the East Coast. If it would've been on the West Coast, we might not have been able to get it, and then we would. really had a problem at the courthouse. I mean, at the prison at that time, but it looks like everything's going all right. I mean, everybody's coming here, but, and I don't think we should blame anybody. I think if everybody looks at it, if you go outside, it is cold. I mean, I usually keep like a water bottle in my truck, and yesterday, I just have a little bit of water in case I need it. Yesterday was the first day that my water froze in my truck. So it is cold. I mean, and it didn't freeze all winter long. So the capacity that the gas companies have to provide, I mean, you look across the county, how much gas they're putting out. I mean, it's a little bit different when the nights go down to 28 and then when they go down to -4, you know. So I think it's something that it's just an overall thing the way it is. It's just too cold and we're not maybe used to that.
If you look in, if you drive through the Packard and Dip, that's the main purpose of that facility there. They bring liquefied natural gas in and they vaporize it to supplement the gas line coming into Jim Thorpe because of the volume over the years. Lines aren't big enough to handle the volume used on this side of the Packard in there. So that every winter they fill up the tank truck, they bring another truck in and keep that first truck full, and they vaporize it to have somebody there 24 hours a day in the cold snaps to monitor it and make sure that the equipment is working, vaporizing, because years ago we've had an issue where they had to shut down a line because of a gas line break. It took days because when they have a major gas line break or outage, you have to go into every home and reset and reignite all the gas furnaces and water heaters, etc. And all the businesses, they had to go to every individual home from Lehighton up because of a gas line break. So it can take days sometimes to get back up and running.
That's all I have.
The only question I have yet is, you talk about the pickup truck that went into the water. Whose pickup truck was it? Was it the people that live back there, or people helping them?
As far as I know, it's people that were going in, taking supplies in or something. It wasn't a resident,
Gotcha.
because none of those people, to my knowledge, have a vehicle.
Okay, thank you.
That is all. Thank you, Ken.